Hello everyone. So I'm Christy Sloan here at My Artful Adventures, and I am inspiring creativity and helping you try new things and stretch your creative muscles, so to speak. So today our project is going to be a mini album tutorial. You only need a couple of pieces of paper, of 12 by 12 paper for this project, and I think that you will really enjoy it. So this is a 6 by 6 album, and so I put on here courage, because a lot of times you have to have some courage to try new things, whether you're a new crafter or even a seasoned crafter. A lot of times we just don't try things, but you know what, usually it's only a piece of paper and or glue or whatever, and if you mess it up, you can always start over, so it's no big deal. But this is what we're going to do. It's got little pockets in here, and so places you can tuck little things, and then it's got a big pocket here in the center here. So this is all from just 2 sheets of 12 by 12 paper, and I'm going to show you how to make that. It's pretty easy. I have this pack of paper. I've had it around. I don't know if you can get it anymore or not. It is, it's from Echo Park, and it was called Go See Explore. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a little booklet out of this, and even though we're not traveling and I'm not going to use this to put pictures in that I know of right now, I'm going to make a little booklet and have handy to just throw in the next time I go somewhere, because I'm always stashing little goodies, and I thought this would be a great little thing to stick mementos or whatever in and just have them in one little spot. And of course there's going to be bigger things, but hey, why not combine have a good place to put some of the little things. And and before I get started with that, this paper was from Park Lane. It was called Wonder Seeker, and it had some of the prettiest paper, and I just loved them. Now this is a sheet of stickers, and so if you've got a pack that's got stickers in it, then it's easy to be able to decorate or add some embellishments to your little mini album. So if you want something super fast, then I would suggest doing that. So what you first want to do is go through and pick out your papers that take out ones that aren't really double-sided, that might not work the best for this project, because you're going to see both sides. So for instance, this one actually kind of has borders on it, so you might want to lay that one out and not use that one. Now these kinds of things, you can cut these out and actually use them for some little tags or something inside. So those would be great. You could put those to use that way. But you want to make sure that you've got some of those that you've taken out that aren't going to work real well for, the other side. Again, these would make great tags. And this actually looks like it was like the back of the pack, because again, it tells what the paper pack is and stuff. So I thought that was really fun. I love travel paper, and I think it's so befitting with my website, My Artful Adventures. I thought adventure things and travel, even though it's not traveling, it's adventures and arts and crafts. I always think that those are a great thing for what I've got. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you now. You take your 12 by 12 paper and you're going to cut it in half, 6 by 6 inches. And so when you cut it at your 6 inches, you're going to have 2 pieces like this. And I want to kind of give you the layout first, so that this makes a lot more sense as we go through. So you're going to have 2 pieces like this. So then you're going to measure them. Oops. Oh, got to get the ones where I measured. You're going to measure these 2 inches from the bottom. You're going to score them at 6 inches. And then this part you're going to cut off. And you're going to do that on both sides. Now these 2 sides, you can think of this like these are These are meeting in the middle. These low points are going to meet in the middle. So both of them you score at 6 inches and then mark at 2 inches, and then you're going to trim them off. And so when you trim them off, they're going to look like this. And so when you trim them off like this and they meet up this way, then what's going to happen, I can tell the way I've scored them, they go like this. Okay, so then what's going to happen is you're going to glue these two pockets together. This is going to be a little pocket. You're only going to glue this on 3 sides. So that becomes a little pocket. And then you've got one side. This is actually going to become your cover on this side. So when you're picking your page and you want to decide what is your cover, that you want to remember that you are going to have one that's your cover. And actually, look how cute this is. I mean, this is a cute little thing just on its own. So you're going to have several sets of these. So you can think of these as a set, or, you know, one section of your little album. So every one of these is a section. And then we're just going to make 2 of these today and then put them together. And that's all that little album is. So I hope that makes sense. I think that's an easier way to talk about how to cut the paper. So another thing is, like, when you go through here and you pick your papers. So I picked these 2 today. I'm going to use these 2 papers. And they've got, you know, something on both sides. They're kind of wild. They're kind of wild. I kind of wish there were a couple of other things that I would have really preferred to use, but they were some of those that didn't have a really great, you know, thing on the back. So now you'll notice on this piece of paper, I need to be careful which way I cut it. So I don't want to cut it and then have my pages, you know, with these things going up and down. So be careful the way that you cut your paper. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this one. First, I need to trim this off. I need to make sure that this is actually 12 inches. And always make sure that you measure. Don't just cut the little strips off, because sometimes those strips are not exactly at the 12-inch mark. So like this one, look at this. See how much more of the actual paper it had on there? And you can even use these as some kind of little, you know, decoration or embellishment. When you cut the bottoms off, it's kind of a bonus little embellishment strip. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and I'll cut this at 6 inches. So now, see what I was talking about? Now this way, your page is going to go the right direction. And let's cut this one off. I love doing mini albums. They're just quick and they're satisfying. They're easy to get a project done, and I just really enjoy doing them. I'm afraid that's not going to cut straight. I should have started at the top. I really like this cutter. They're not cheap, but the thing about it is they've got a light bar in the side. Like, see this little light bar? And sometimes when you've got something, see on the edge of this, like you can see where you actually need to trim, and you can make perfect cuts along between, you know, different things that you're trying to cut apart. Cut aparts, that'd be a good example. And you can really cut them. So this one, I don't think it's really going to matter which way you go. Although, yes, it does. You see the pattern looks a little bit different this way than it does this way. So I want my pages to go like this. So I need to twist it this way to cut it. So cut your sheets at 6 inches. And we're going to score it. So we'll score at 6. Oh, I don't see what I did with my ruler. That's okay. You know, that's the great thing with these mats that have markings on them. You don't have, whoops, I already did that one. Okay, 6 inches. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to put this down here. I'll put it so you can see what I'm doing. Put it on one of my lines, and then I'm just going to measure up 2 inches and make a tiny mark with something that the lead popped back in. Let's see if this lead will stay in. Okay, so 2 inches there. This is going to be my first one. This will be my outside. I think I'll make this my outside cover. No, I think I'd rather have a plain cover on the outside. So that means, oh no, I like this one for a cover. Okay, so this one will be fine. Oh, I bet that was confusing, and I'm so sorry. you know, actually, if you've got papers that work together, it doesn't really matter. It's all going to look great. It will look just fine. This one goes this way because remember I told you we're going to cut it. We'll cut it this way, and then I'll make sure I've got another one I like to go with it. And I'll think I go ahead and use this one. So I want to mark this one on this side. So I'll mark the 2 inches there. So I've got those, so these will be these 2 that go together. And then let's mark this one and this one. So we'll do the same thing. We'll mark one on each side here and here. These are 2 inches. Okay, so now we're going to grab our cutter again. Okay, here's my mark on this one. So I'm going to cut from here, and you got to twist it up here so it comes up to your score mark. So you're going to, kind of pivot it around and make sure you're on your little 2-inch mark as well as your score mark. And then you want to be sure and save these parts because you can use those for the pockets. And now that I say that, that pocket would be, well, I'll have to use this side of that because the other side's upside down. I tell you what, my recommendation is don't use things that have a direction like that. Learn from my mistakes. Okay, that's the beauty of watching somebody. And, I think it's great for people that are new to crafting to see that the rest of us don't do just everything absolutely perfect. I mean, it's all an experience, right, ladies? There it is. Okay. I like it, but, when you're doing something like this, it's, a little more challenging for planning it out. And I'm thinking that some of these triangles, the way that they need to be used, I don't think that I'm going to be able to use them on one side because they're going to be upside down. But, that's okay. You don't have to put pockets on every other thing. And you can always go back in and use that as a template and cut, cuts one from another piece of the papers in the pack. Although that makes it using more than your 2 sheets of paper. But, if that's what you want to do, that's really no big deal. Okay, so remember, we're going to use these we're going to have them go this way. So we're going to pull them together like this. I'm going to go ahead and fix my scores. I don't think I've got I don't see a bone folder laying here. So I'm going to do those. And then these 2, then we'll face them this way. And I think if you put them in sets like that, the way that you want them to be, I think that, you know, I'm going to do that. I'll put those aside so I'll know which ones I want together. Okay, so now all we're going to do is take our glue, and I like to, we're not using a lot of glue on this, so it doesn't really, you know, make a big difference for you're not going to get a lot of warping. We're just going to use a tiny bead of glue along here on only the 3 sides. And the glue will give you a little bit more wiggle room to get it lined up and in place. Okay, and then just make sure you've got it burnished real well. Now this is kind of showing from the back. It doesn't look bad on this side, so I'm just going to leave that. And then again, we're going to glue this one on the 3 sides. I put this one here. That paper is so crazy anyway. Libby, you got uninvited because you were always working ahead. Oh my word. Well, some of us don't have time to sit around and wait. Okay, what do you guys think of using this one upside down? What's the vote on this? Should we just do it? Because my problem is I'm not going to have enough. You know, it's just bizarre that all of these are cut this way. Or I could make a tall one like this. Maybe I'll just do that. So you're just going to put this on 2 sides this time and stick it on here. Let's go ahead and get this one down as well. So again, just 2 sides. I did have to clean the tip of that glue bottle out the other day. It was terrible. I hadn't used it in a while. I thought I'd just grab it because, like I said, my little bottles with my reptile glue were all empty. I just refill it so that way I'm not using it out of my big bottle all the time. And oh, this one was like so clogged up. Okay, now one other thing you might notice is if you've got little places, if your corners go too far in, that one's okay. But if they go too far in here at the corner, you might want to just snip it right there because it'll make your it'll make it a little bit harder to fold right there.
Okay.
Okay, as you can see, this really doesn't take that long. When you stop and chit chat to have fun, that's when it starts taking longer. But I mean, you can knock some of these out and nothing flat. I think I'm going to stick this one in this other direction. But yeah, I thought this would be great to have like just some little pockets to stick some small things on a trip. And then so then this one, that's sticking out over the top. I'm going to trim that down just a tiny bit. Yeah, I kind of like the way that turned out. Now, what I'm going to do, I want to show you one other thing here. So for these pockets, since you're going to put things in them and it might be a little bit harder to get them out once they're in there, just take like a punch and punch about halfway down here and then make a little space to, you know, to be able to lift something out of there. And then this pocket is the one that's the whole square, and just going to kind of eyeball that. Libby, I'm glad to know that there's other people that have been uninvited from events. My daughter and I kind of were uninvited from an event because she didn't like the stuff we were working on. Oh, well, you know, hey. Okay, so I've since found other events where people don't care what I bring to work on. So there. Okay, now then, yes, and you could ink the edges of these, or, you know, which that would be easy enough to do, like ink them if you want to before you, you know, glue them down. You could ink the edges afterwards. Let's see. Travel notes, that's cute. Oh, well, here are some of these border things. You know, you could take some of these and snip them and put them down there on the edges. That'd be cute. And look at this one, looks like a roadway. That's cute. I'm not going to go ahead and decorate the whole thing right now. I think I'll go ahead and put this journey stick. I can't even get it out of here. Okay. Let's see. Now, some of these, I'm not sure. This front page I've got is so busy now. Well, that's not too bad. I don't know. I'm thinking it needed a... Oh, let's see. Maybe some of these cut aparts. Oh, that'd be fun. I think I'm going to do that because that would kind of cut down some of that. Oh my goodness, you guys. This is what I'm going to do. You know, I'm all about the adventures. I'm just going to clip this out of here. This is perfect. I can hardly wait till we can all go places again. I've had about all the adventures at my house that I need. Look at that. Adventures are the best way to learn. How perfect is that? Okay, and just a little glue on here. Put this on. Let's see if there's any other little words. It's so fun to experience something new. How's that? Okay, so you know, you see, then you've got all these places in here to decorate however you want to, and you can use it. You know, my goodness, there's a million things that you could do with a little mini album. So I just wanted you to have another one of these in your repertoire of mini album ideas. This would be so cute. Yeah, if I'd have matted that, it would have been cute too. So anyway, I'm good with that. And another thing, all you got to do is add on another set of these, and then you would have, you can just keep going. You could add on another section. Okay, so let's say you have this one and you added this section on here. Then all of a sudden you've got another set. So, I mean, see how easy it is? You could make it as big as you wanted to. And like I said, we could have just stopped with the first section. I mean, that'd be small. Talk about that's a mini album. So I really didn't do a whole lot to it. I wanted it to be quick and easy. And so this is kind of sticking to that promise. These were just things that were included in the paper pack, stickers and cut aparts. I did use some white white cardstock that I cut out. I'll show you in a second what I did with that, and a little bit of ribbon. So this was a cut apart card here on the front, and some of the little border stickers, and then another sticker here. And to kind of make this show up, since it was so busy and I didn't mat it beforehand, all I did was I took a pen and I just outlined it. So it kind of shows up a little bit better. I like it like that. So then inside, this is a cut apart card, and all I did on the back was I put a piece of white cardstock. So this will be great for any journaling or notes, anything that I might want to add. Oh, and in case you didn't join us yesterday, the purpose that I was going to use this little album for was just to throw in the next time I go on a little trip and have a place to tuck in some small memorabilia. And instead of it just staying loose somewhere or throwing it in a Ziploc bag or something, I thought it would be handy to just go ahead and have something cute ready to go. So here's one of the little pockets, and just a little blank card to slide in there. So some of these are they're snug. I probably could have made some of the cards a little bit smaller. And I haven't added anything else. As you see, I haven't done a lot of other embellishments. It leaves me room to put, some small pictures if I want to do that, or, attach anything else that I might find. And this was a cut apart card. Again, adding just some paper to be able to write on it. I thought these were cute, just so, just stickers from the pack. And these were little tickets. This was a cut apart thing, and I actually added some white paper on the back of these in case I wanted to write anything. Same on this, another cut apart. Actually, this piece was from the page, I don't even know what you would call it. It's just the sheet that came with it that showed the entire pack. And this was on the reverse side. And I cut it out because it's still a card stock, and it already has some little journaling lines. So I just cut that and included it as well. Another plain piece of paper for more journaling, and then another cut apart, just like that. So that's all I did. So after we made the album yesterday, which is quick and easy, that's all I did to finish it up. So I hope you get a chance to try one. I want to see some of these that you make and what you used them for. Are you going to use them for little travel things? Are you going to just use them, maybe a few little pictures of the grandkids, baby album? You could stick some recipes in there. There's all kinds of things you can do with mini albums, and you can make them for any gender. So they're perfect for so many things. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.